force you to ban this. Make sure you do a thing. They dictated a lot, actually, in this champ select, and as a result, they've got a really good spot for themselves.
Yeah, it's such a story for the Gigabyte Marines coming in here. Even going all the way back to the play-in group draw show where they were the pool one in that, a lot of people were saying, oh yeah, I want to be pulled into their group because I don't think the GPL is a threat. Well, they're making everyone know they absolutely are a threat. And even the analyst desk right now is saying they can't do anything, but we'll have to see if they can continue to show up.
Have to worry if Flash Wolves do fall behind, if they can pick themselves up in that mid and late game, but we are going to have an explosive early game. That is almost for certain. Gigabyte Marines like to bring you down sometimes at a level, and certainly their speed, and they've got the comp to do so.
Yeah, and then on the side of the Flash Wolves, they lose so often, but every single time we put them back on the pedestal, and like, no, you gotta watch out for these guys. They're definitely gonna do it. Even in MSI, 0-2 on the first day, and we're still rooting, or a lot of people are kind of rooting against the Gigabyte Marines here.
If you remember, when you put your 80 carry and top on one side, that should become the strong side of your
they can TP dive him.
Get vertical jungling. They could, but then they would lose the bottom lane turret. I really wonder how they're going to play this.
Oh,
they're going to do it.
I mean, I remember this from the lane swap days.
He's still level 1.
MMD, yeah, going to have to run out of the way. Stark going to look to tank it up. Archie actually starting it off. But MMD absolutely dead.
Because this goes back to the fundamentals of the lane swap. You split up the map completely because there's always a counter move if you don't. The problem is we have new turrets. Ezreal is still sitting on the tier, and a level 6 timing is usually when you run into upgraded items. But that doesn't matter because we're fighting topside.
Yeah, TP gank here. Taunt's going to start it up. MMD getting cocooned up as well. Knocked over the Johnson punch. And Optimus going to swoop in for the kill. Locked him down with a chain and grabs it.
Yeah, Levi might actually fall victim to exactly that right now.
Play starting here. They're trying to get out. Arrow going to force Sword Art Splash. Optimus the cast fighting on the other side. Betty in aggressively, but Caster gets damaged back down onto the LeBlanc. Here's MMD arriving with the stand united. But Galio is going to come down to the MMD. Knocked up by the ulti and now forced to flush the wall. Stark flash torn in. Blue ultimate just as punch. MMD goes down. Sword Art going to try and lock one more, but Optimus has caught the support, and that's yet another kill. Gigabyte Marines answer 2 clean ones.
And we have to note the pressure is so much on Flash Wolves right now to respond.
Caster! Oh, that's the arrow! That's an Archie able to get the kill on the other side. Beautiful combo by Gigabyte Marines.
And Flash Wolves is completely on the back foot. How can they survive this? Here comes Gigabyte Marines again.
Dive coming in. There it is from Stark. Johnson's punch knocks up MMD. Damage is there from Winds of War, and Slay does exactly that.
Yes. How many teams do Gigabyte Marines have to do this to? They were banning Galio in their matchups, and this is something they have clearly picked up throughout, and they're playing it quite well.
This is a 1v4 that's about to start, I think. Karma rotating up as well. Sorta gonna lock him down the roof, gets a couple taunts. Might take a little while, but he looks pretty dead. Stark is gonna finally fall.
The map wasn't set up for the cross map.
But in that mid lane that we noticed earlier, and the map is completely dark right now.
It's been dark for a while.
Ooh, that's a catch move on a Sorta. There's a kill. Galio coming in as well. That's gonna force Caster to get out of there.
But if they don't extend this before 35, before 40 minutes, it can very well turn around.
Yeah, because pickups are generally always on the timer. Their strength lines in the early game and then their dominance, and MMD is feeling just exactly
Gunblade popped, and that's an easy pick. I mean, LeBlanc at least is good at the best of times. Gunblade's going to make that even easier. Just creating pressure in every single lane. Find picks if you can get him, and maybe Caster's the next victim. Betty shifts out from under the cocoon. Galio's coming in from a LeBlanc Mimic. That was sick. Flash taunt, Sword Art dead. Betty going to get knocked up there as well. And now the fight's continuing. Maybe we're going to try and dish out DPS. Stuck a little too far forward. Does go down to MMD.
But
she's technically a clone.
It's a clone.
I noticed
Clones are real people too, apparently, for Stark. But even then, he then overcommits on the turret. But they're going to try and keep pushing forward.
Damage is still there. Optimus is one little Q on the Caster, and that might be almost all his health. Flash taunt. Slay could be the kill. Needs to take a little bit more, and there's Betty with the finishing blow. Optimus now has to flash out as well. Betty flashes in for the shutdown, and this is where it might all unravel. Maple realm warping out of the way, gets over to the minions and flashes out. But Caster still there. Betty moving the skill shots in. He's going to try and take it down. He just get the kill, but Betty seals the triple kill.
Yeah, getting that gold on Betty is actually very crucial when Gigabyte Marines stick around without
TP coming in as well. Maple going to get chunked out. Stark should taunt him down, but the TP's going to come in safe. MMD does get the taunt down onto Optimus, and that's going to stop TPS for a while. Maple now going to turn it back around, and Flash Wolves here first. Optimus really wants to kill, but he's not going to get it. MMD grabs another. Stark goes down as well. Gigabyte Marines never want to shy away from a fight. Here's Optimus diving in. Arrow hits on the MMD. Chain going to fight, and Cocoon piles in. Damage is pretty good. Galio going to get the knock up just in time. Shut down, and now 5v4 Stark. Flash 3-man taunt in. Sword Art low. Knock up there from the wild group, but Slay needs to kite around Betty, trying to do what he can, but he gets shut down by Slay.
for the enemy to get flanks on them. And that's kind of what Flash Wolves is doing now. They're keeping their mid lane fairly well pushed up because you actually don't want to play in this jungle right now where Gigabyte Marines are controlling the map. If you can limit your entrances to mid lane, to river, that's a more reasonable area to control.
Diving again, Casa, the target, but Arrow hits onto Casa still. Levi way too far forward though. Galliwalti's going to help him repel up. Lots of cute interactions here.
They got to get out of here.
Yeah, to build on that.
Jen trying to fight.
Here's the TP back from Flash Wolves. Looking to cut off the back line. Oh, Swanson's winning dashes out. Casa going to get another big taunt. Betty can't shift out in time to still get CC, but Gigabyte Marines needs to kill the front line. MMD does go down to the knockout of Justice Punch Slay. So much damage is now stuck. He's going to get aggressive with the damage reductions help there from the Duran, but Betty still moving forward, just not quite enough, and there's a redemption to reset it all for Flash Wolves. 2-1 trade, and now more. Betty looks for the last kill, needs a Q, doesn't land at Maple. Now the next contender, and there's the double he wanted.
In time, and it cost them the Baron Dash. And again, when it all started, Stark was pathing to the bottom lane. He was going for the macro play to set up that side lane, and suddenly, Marines, they just pulled the trigger for no apparent reason.
Yet they continue to fight afterwards. Right now, though, they're going to go for Maple.
Oh, good double the stop forward. Maple, gunbladed up. Snare is going to land. And that's another good arrow, but it hits MMD. Stench United may have just saved his mid laner. Levi still chasing. There's another flash on Maple. All right, dead this time. Going to lose the Baron buff and didn't get the mid turret. That's what he was staying for.
Committing to these side lanes, and 1-3-1 is over. It's just Air and Fiesta here, and that really plays into the Flash Wolves' favor.
Well, the main game for them is fight. It's just the side lanes. It's the other one. Now Optimus moving in. Tries to let them Betty stuck so aggressively far forward as Gigabyte Marines kind of zoning him off this turn. MMD with a good taunt though onto Levi.
Levi down!
Take him down. Just not enough here. There's another kill. Caster able to get that. Optimus forced to flash, and now Slay completely put out of position. Just going to get slowed down a little bit by Sword Art. Might make it out alive, but Optimus busy farming Raptors on the top end of the fight, and Betty is still chasing them. Been caught out here potentially.
Yeah, it's trying to match his side lane with MMD. It's really important that the Flash Wolves get access to this objective really before Nash responds, because otherwise they have to really dance between two objectives. If they can just force another fight here, they want that.
If Levi can steal this or win a fight here, it would be huge for him, but this is right. Flash was going for the fight.
Galliwalti going to try and cut them off, but it's pretty defensive looking. Gigabyte Marines might just still fight it, but MMD is real tanky.
This is what Flash Wolves want, though. The Elder Drake does not take them very low, and the more they can just poke 5v5 right here, the more advantage they become.
I think Gigabyte Marines might have given it up already. Elder Dragon's still taking aggro, so they can go back onto it. Gigabyte Marines, they don't want to concede, but they might have to. Maple maybe caught here. Optimus looking for the snare down. Snot not going to land. MMD able to peel it off and take down Optimus. Now Betty just firing away into Cocoon, but Stark going to get chased out of the pit. Elder Dragon finally resets, but the catches are too many. Archie goes down to Maple after a realm war. There's another kill as the double picked up for Rise. And now Maple chased down with a GA, gonna lose it and gonna lose his second life.
Yeah, the Flash Wolves really understood the ebbs and flow of this Dragon contest, and they dance around beautifully around the pressure, never allowing the Gigabyte Marines to land those consecutive CCs and picking them off.
Yeah, just look at the shields that went onto Maple when Optimus tried to do that pick. Seraph's Embrace, plus an empowered Karma Shield, plus a Locket. Flash was gonna take the game.
Yeah, it looks like they're just gonna push through for the win here. 40 seconds to Levi, 20 seconds to everybody else. Stark, trying to do what he can, but just finding MMD, who's kind of buying time for the rest of his team. There's one Nexus turret down. Stark gonna get taunted up, and he's got some damage reductions. He flashes out of the way, but Flash Wolves gonna take him down, complete the ace, and take down the Nexus. Flash Wolves finally on the board here at MSI.
Flash Wolves find their first win of the group stage, so trying to recapture some of that success they had earlier in the tournament. Gigabyte Marines, that was close.